Madagascar is one of the world's poorest and least developed countries. Today, about 18 million people live here. Archaeologists estimate that human settlement of the island happened between 200 and 500 AD. However, the written history of Madagascar begins in the 8th century. But one thing is certain, there came Malay and Bantu groups, European pirates, Arab travellers, so it is no wonder that for today the country has nearly 20 separate tribal groups. The indigenous population willingly practiced tribal traditions and practiced the Catholic faith. The language, Malagasy, is undoubtedly the result of immigration of the Malay tribes. 80% of the country's population does farming, but fishing and deforestation are significant too. The locals live in very miserable conditions. Despite this, they are smiling and friendly to arriving tourists. They are very nice and helpful. Approximately an hour drive from Morondava, at the midwest coast of the island, that countryside is situated which pampers the visitors in an almost unique way. You can admire these fabulous giants which seem like they were turned to stone, the majestic Adossonia, or more commonly called Baobab trees. The scenery is impressive. As far as the eye can see, strange-looking giants are lined up among the rice fields in natural confusion, captivating the viewer. This is Baobab Avenue, Madagascar's most famous natural attraction. According to the legend, this beautiful tree had complained so much to the Great Spirit of the Plains that he would have liked to have been the best and brightest tree in the world, that the Great Spirit grew tired of it, rooted it out and put it back upside down. The large tree got so afraid that since then it grows leaves only once a year in the rainy season, and during the dry months it looks as though its roots intend to reach the sky. Despite its unusual appearance, one of the world's largest trees, with its 45 meters height, is known as the symbol for the tree of life. Almost all the parts can be used. The leaves are good for making a soup, used to reduce inflammation. The almond-tasting seeds are rich in protein and oil and often eaten fried. The dried pulp is covered with sugary coating and sold in packages as candies. The fruit is good for a lot of illness and even delicious uncooked. The fruit peel is a good fuel, but finely grounded, it is used as pipe tobacco and soap is made of the ash. Boughs of young shoots and roots are consumed as vegetables. The bark contains tannin with a fever-combating effect and is made up of a material which can store up to 120,000 litres of water at once. Durable fibre is derived from it for making ropes, baskets and textiles. A baobab can also endure considerable injuries and live up to 2,000 years. Leaving behind the landscape dominated by the giant baobab trees, a special new world unfolds before our eyes. Here lies the 10,000-hectare Kirindi forest, where the seasons are divided really well. The short, hot, rainy season between December and February is followed by 9 almost rain-free months. Most of the forest trees react to the prolonged dry season by shedding their leaves, thus storing the water. In the rainy season, everything transforms. The dry branches become an impenetrable emerald wall. The diverse beauty of the forest dazzles all visitors, but besides the impressive sight of the plants, the rich fauna is also unique. 8 maki species are resident here. Some are active at night, others can be seen only during the day, but there are a few that show themselves in all times of day. Now it is about noon, and because of the swelter, most of the lemurs spend the time having a rest, but some of them are curiously watching the visitors. Only sifakas are vivid. Some members of the team seem to perform acts intentionally. Others have dinner undisturbed. Apparently they are not afraid of man, but sometimes they raise an inquiring look at us. The forest means home to more than 60 species of birds as well. Many of them spend the driest months in other parts of Madagascar, Africa or Europe. We should mention the fact that recently the world's smallest living primates, pygmy mouse lemurs, have been discovered here too. We can only hope that the decrease of natural habitats will not lead to the disappearance of this uniquely rich Matahi population. Finishing roaming the forest, we detour to see the Lover's Tree. After the usually solitary trees with large and small distances between them, it is really a strange sight to see these infinitely embracing, intertwining giants. Visitors carved on these tree trunks as a remembrance with the hope of eternal togetherness. On the way home, we cannot surmount the temptation to pause between the baobab trees again. Toward the end of the dry season, due to the lack of rain for several months, in some places the landscape is almost dead. We can see sand and dry branches everywhere. Leaving behind the bare land and the grazing goats, slender palm trees, lush paddy fields and prosperous water lilies pamper the eyes. In the soft lights of the afternoon sun, the giants seem to be even more beautiful. Even though we may think we are walking on a dead, alien landscape, Baobab Avenue and the surrounding area is very busy. We can see grazing zebus, hard-working aboriginals and families travelling home by zebu coaches. Both people and animals seem to have got used to tourists delighting in the landscape. We leave Madagascar with these wonderful pictures. We hope to provide an insight into the world of this enchantingly beautiful and uncertain parts uniquely unspoilt island. This place is not only very interesting but also really valuable. It has such unique attributes and wildlife that it deserves to be one of the world's 5 most valuable habitats, a biodiversity hotspot. In recent decades, the island has become one of the most popular destinations, a paradise for scientists and natural beauty-loving eco-tourists. The conservation efforts over the last few years are really encouraging, so we can hope that these special creatures will not become extinct, and we will be able to admire Madagascar's eye-catching beauty for a long time. These gigantic trees are also spectacular in the sunshine, but if you wait for the sunset, believe me, it is an unforgettable experience.